What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and as always, thank you for clicking on this video. Let's go ahead and review Eternals. Alright, so Eternals is the latest MCU movie, and it's about these group of characters that were created by Celestials. It tells you right off the bat in the beginning of the movie, Celestials made Eternals, and they also made another group called the Deviants, and those are the people that Celestials were sent to Earth to protect the humans from, the Deviants. And that right there is where you get your answer that we've been looking for, because if you've been following the trailers and the teasers, you know, we all been wanting to know where were these groups, but where the heck were these people when Thanos was wrecking havoc, when he destroyed half of humanity? And you get the answer, but then you're like, okay, it took this long to get to this. It took this long for you guys to react. And it's not that it took that long to react, it's the fact that it took a long time for a certain character to find out some hidden truths which made them turn on someone that used to be pretty much on their side, if you want to put it that way. I don't want to say too much, I don't want to spoil it. These people have been here for centuries, for thousands of years, I don't know how long, pretty much since the beginning of time. And the truth was not yet revealed until like years later. And that's the thing that might bring the pacing down for some people, because the twist and the turn is not done until towards the third act of the movie. The movie does a lot of back and forth flashbacks of present time and the past, and then those flashbacks you see them how they were together as a group from the beginning, but in present day they're not together. So they got to get everyone back together in order to fight evil, in order to save the world. But that kind of just disrupts the flow of the story for me. But at the end of the day, even though it disrupted a bit, I don't really feel the 2.5 hours that this movie is. And it's not to compare, but honestly, I felt the 2.5 hours more with Dune than in this movie. There are a lot of characters in this group, so it's obviously a challenge in order to really flesh all of them out, and for us to even like them, because we have no idea who these people are. And I only felt like that about maybe with half that I was actually even interested. There was only a few that I actually wanted to see more on screen, that I actually liked, enjoyed myself. For example, the Eternal, who's like a Bollywood film star. Pretty much, I just call him Kumar because he looks like from Harold and Kumar. And he was actually pretty funny. And even his assistant that he brings with him, those two are like the most funniest characters from the whole cast. They bring life. They brought life. They were having me laugh. They were having the whole theater laughing. Whenever these two were on screen, the movie was just much more enjoyable. Everything else, obviously, it's more serious because we have to have some drama. The movie relies heavily on drama, but did all of it work? Some stuff it did. Some stuff I actually understand. Some stuff from certain characters actually made me connect. But then some other things, I'm like, yeah, I don't really care too much. But it came to this character of Sprite. I mean, how do you forget her? She's named after a soda. What I really like that they did with her is that she was made eternally a young female character. She cannot grow up, and you really do feel that. You really do connect with that, because she wants to experience what an adult is, and especially when it comes to love. It really affects her, the fact that she can't really get with somebody. She'll never know what true love is, and she's pretty much, I would say, I don't know, they don't mention how old she is, but she's pretty much in that teenage years where it's the years where you start to want to be with somebody. You know, hormones kick in, so you think you know what love is, but you really don't. But she realizes, as she looks around her, she knows that she'll never get to know what that is, and she's even jealous of a certain character. She's even in love with a certain character that's an adult. So I really like what they did. That the characters of Sersi and Ikaris, they're right there. They have that romance element. They're there to add that romantic theme to it. What I liked about their relationship is not so much of the romance, it's the fact that there is a romance, but they are both seen as two individuals with leadership qualities, and therefore it makes it a little bit tough of who their leader, which is played by Salma Hayek, who she really wants to trust. And the whole team, they look at both of them, and it's kind of hard to decide, all right, who do we side, because they both have their differences, and they are obviously in love at some point. And then along with all these differences and just seen as pretty much leaders, it adds that tension, and that's what I really like. But other than that, the rest of the characters, I didn't find myself too interested. Not because they're boring, it's not their fault, it's just the fact of how they were written, how much time they actually spend on these characters. And I get it. I mean, they can't spend time on everybody, and it's because it's a great ensemble cast. So the thing about this is that it takes a while for all of them to actually have that chemistry. If the little chemistry that they have is only towards the end, because a lot of the movies just built up on slowly recruiting and getting the group, getting the band back together. So you don't get, I feel like you don't really get the full chemistry. And of course, Marvel's trying to add some diversity now, and then they wanted to take advantage and add some diversity with this big group. But at the end of the day, if you look at it, the ones that are in front of the line are obviously still the, American folks. I mean, everybody else either dies or it's just kind of in the background. And not that it's a problem for me, but I can see this being a problem for some people. If you rely heavily on religion, if you're just a huge religious person who takes things seriously, you probably will get offended from how this story tries to say that the beginning of time began. But I'm just saying not to take it seriously just because, the movie says, I mean, it's just the movie, so just, let it slide. Don't take it too personal. Don't take it seriously. The movie's not trying to say that this is actually proven fact of how time began. But yeah, man, in a nutshell, this movie has good action. It has good sequences. Some of the drama is there. Some of it works. The humor is not really too forced in like sometimes a lot of MCU films likes to do. I didn't have a problem with it. Pacing is there. I didn't feel the 2.5 hours. Only in the beginning where I feel like it was a little bit disruptive, the fact that it's going back and forth, but it doesn't disrupt the pacing. It just disrupts the flow. It didn't make me feel that this movie was 2.5 hours long. I can see why a lot of people are split. A lot of people are on one side as if praising it. A lot of people on the other side just really criticizing it. So I will say that Eternals, regardless, is worth having a movie night. Alright, so Eternals, if you've seen it or if you're gonna see it, go ahead and let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. If you like this video, go ahead and smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, keep watching this channel, and keep watching movies.